Good morning. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to invite Rory up for the announcements.
Good morning, St. Johnsbury Academy. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 20th, and it is a white day. All 9th grade seminar classes are meeting in the library today. Please go directly to the library, not to your normal classroom. Attention juniors. Tomorrow after chapel, we will have our class photo taken in the amphitheater with Mr. Legge. Attention international students. The registration deadline for the October 15th TOEFL is this Friday, September 23rd. Any student needing to take the October 15th TOEFL should stop by the guidance office to register with Mrs. McCaffrey. Calling all college-bound Hilltoppers. The following colleges have visits today: Mount Holyoke College at 11 and Boston University at 12, both in the Colby Conference Room. Dickinson College at 1 p.m. in the Mayo Lounge, and Nicholas College at 1:30 p.m. and Syracuse University at 2 p.m. in the Colby Conference Room. The following colleges have visits tomorrow in the Colby Conference Room: Simmons University at 10 a.m., Northeastern University at 11 a.m., Keene State College at 12 p.m., Tulane University of Louisiana at 1 p.m., and Utica College at 2 p.m. Be sure to sign up for their visits on Naviance and to view all details. If you are scheduled to be in class during the time of the visit, please check with your teacher before coming to the visit. You are also required to return to class after the visit, and attendance is turned into the main office. An additional meeting for the Academy's Biomedical Certificate Program will be held today after school in Streeter 248. Can't make this meeting but want to know more? Get in touch with Dr. Desjardins or Dr. Sayarath in the Science Department. Interested in traveling to India in April 2023? Please come to the informational meeting this Wednesday at 3:30 in the Tinker House. Students who want to go on an Academy domestic or international trip, but who cannot afford such an experience, may apply for one of 3 scholarships that are being offered this year. Each scholarship covers the full cost of an Academy trip. In order to apply, please pick up the application form from one of the following locations: the headmaster's office, Mr. Rain's office in the Colwell Center, or from Mrs. Gary in the front of the office in the Moore Center. The completed applications must be returned to Mr. Arain no later than September 30th. If you have any questions, please reach out to Mr. Arain. If you missed the meeting for our Iceland trip, but are still interested, make sure you check with Mr. Weiss in Colby 209 as soon as possible. Paperwork needs to be in by the end of this week. Juniors and seniors who are interested in international affairs and other international topics, and who are interested in meeting people who are experts on such topics, should consider joining the Colwell Scholars. This group will meet with guests who are invited to the Academy to share their stories and insights. If you are interested in becoming part of this, please meet with Mr. Arain after school on Wednesday in Ranger 115. The Make It Better Club will meet today right after conference period in Ranger 212. Today we'll be organizing our birthday bash bag project for local kids, and we'll continue to plan out our anti-stress space for students to visit on campus. Have an idea you'd like to pitch? Please come share with us. 3:35 today, Ranger 212. See you there. Mountain bikers, check your STJ Labs email today for essential information for our club rides this week. Please email Mr. Bentley by the end of the day today to reserve your spot on the bus. The Chess Club will meet today at Streeter Beach. Check out the club and see the new giant chess set in action. The Outing Club will meet today in Newell 12 at 3:30. Anyone interested in the Outing Club and going on really amazing outdoor adventures should come. Our meeting will be around 25 minutes long, and we'll brainstorm trip ideas and discuss some of our best practice principles for when we're enjoying nature. Again, anyone with a passion for the outdoors is welcome to join us in Newell 12 at 3:30 this afternoon. Dare to explore. Ever think about what it would be like to be a U.S. Senator or House member, a Supreme Court Justice, The Secretary of Defense? How about getting the chance to rewrite the Constitution? The previous rhetorical sentences, no doubt, left you with an irrepressible feeling that the answer is yes. So, if you're interested in US government, our political system, our Constitution, and our history, Harvard Model Congress is what you were all looking for, all along. Harvard Model Congress is a 4-day simulation of the entire US government. This year's conference takes place in February of 2023 in Boston. For more information and to get signed up for this exciting opportunity, see Mr. Weiss in Colby 209 and come to an informational meeting this Thursday, September 22nd, after conference period. What's the only thing better than hiking up to catch a stunning foliage view? Taking a dip in the lake afterward to cool off. Join the outing club on Saturday, September 24th, for an exploration of Mount Pisgah and Lake Willoughby. First, we will work up a sweat on a beautiful hike where we will be rewarded with some of the best views in the kingdom. Then we will refresh ourselves in the pristine waters of Lake Willoughby. We will depart from campus at 9 Saturday morning and return sometime in the mid-afternoon. If you are interested, please get a permission slip from Campus Life and plan on attending an informational meeting right after the Pep Chapel in the Alumni Gym on Friday. See Mr. Brown, Mr. Buhner, or Mr. Holden for more details. Dare to explore. A special happy birthday today to Dr. Montague. Happy birthday. And lastly, we have a home varsity and JV girls soccer versus Burlington game at 4:30. Please release the teams at 3. That's all, and have a great day.
Thank you, Rory. One late announcement. The volleyball team lost to Harwood. The varsity team lost to Harwood 3-0, but the JV team defeated Harwood 2-0. Good job, JV team. Nice work. So happy Tuesday. I have just 2 little housekeeping things. Please remember that sweatshirts need to be art and writing free. Small brand and SJA logos are okay, but I want to clarify this goes for hoodies as well. So hoodies should not have slogans or ads or pictures. Let's say it with words out loud from the mouth or not. So a word about prop doors. Please don't prop doors. We have an elaborate and intentional security system with key cards that are programmed carefully. So if you prop a door, you're making that system ineffective and even moot. So if you see a door propped, please close it, go tell an adult, or just close it yourself. So thank you. So I'm delighted to have a couple of guests today. First, I'd like to invite Hannah and Caitlin up to talk about the Walk for Hunger this Friday.
Good morning. My name is Hannah, and I'm here with Caitlin on behalf of the NHS, and we're here to tell you about the Walk for Hunger. Winter is fast approaching, and many people in our community need extra assistance providing food for their families. This year, we have 3 main opportunities for our school to help out. We are partnering with Kingdom Community Services to collect non-perishable food items that will be given to people in need.
There are collection boxes in the Student Life office for you to place your donations in. There will be 1 box for each class, so make sure you put your items in the correct bin. We are also making this a friendly little competition between advisories in each grade. There will be stickers in the Student Life office for you to label your donations with. The advisors with the most donations in each class will win special snacks to share during advisory time.
And this drive is now going to go until Monday of next week. Kingdom Community Services is asking for donations of canned and boxed food, such as applesauce, soup, beans, canned vegetables, and any other non-perishable food items that have easy-to-open tops and that are not in glass containers. Bottled shampoo and conditioner, as well as barred soap, are also much appreciated.
The second opportunity that we have to help families in need is a variety this Thursday. The cost is $1, and the money will be donated to the Kingdom Community Services to assist in their efforts to feed our neighbors. Please wear appropriate clothing and bring $1 to support this important cause.
Lastly, we will be culminating the week with our annual Walk for Hunger. We will walk as a school around the community with signs to raise awareness and show our support for our community members that do not have enough to eat. As well as it being an opportunity to serve our community, it is also a way for us to come together as a school. And we are therefore going to have a gear day. Please wear green and white on top with appropriate dress code bottoms. Thank you for your participation in these opportunities, and we look forward to having a great week of service. Have an awesome day.
Thank you, guys. Great opportunity. So Variety Day Thursday, Gear Day on Friday. So now I'm delighted to welcome to the stage Mr. Eaton, whose talk is part of our Constitution Week celebration with the Social Studies Department. Mr. Eaton.
Yes, I heard my advisees bring in non-perishable food goods so we win snacks. So good morning, everybody. On Saturday, actually was officially Constitution Day in the United States, and then we celebrate the entire week per decree by Congress. I also want to make a correction. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. Learn the difference. It matters. So 235 years ago, on this past Saturday, the 17th of September, 1787, a bunch of people got together and had finished the work on a document that I think is shorter than this morning's announcements. That was a joke. I thought it was funny. And maybe not. We can count the words. I think maybe it's true. So this year, a bunch of us are teaching ninth grade seminar, and our focus in the first several weeks were on the idea of community. And I posed a question to my group and said, well, what makes community successful? And they got into groups of about 4 or 5 students and figured out what shared community they had. And some liked to hunt and fish, and they were part of that outdoor community. And others said, well, you know, the one thing we have in common is we're ninth graders. Another group said, well, we're all students here at the academy, so we're members of the St. J community. So we had a conversation about what makes community successful, and they came up with the idea of a strong agreement among the members of the community, an agreement on what their goals were. And then we started talking further about, okay, so if you join the community and you agree to follow those rules, what else is true about a successful community? And they said, well, you join for a certain reason. You hope to get benefits out of it. So I said, okay, so we're here in the United States, just out of pure curiosity and the fact that I, as everybody knows, love the Constitution and have been teaching about it for over 35 years. Yikes, that's scary. I said, well, what about here in the United States? And Ray Roy said, well, the Constitution is our agreement. It's where our rules are. I said, yeah. And what are the promises that we make to each other? And I was happily surprised to find out that that group of freshmen actually knew most of the promises made in the preamble. The promise to promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty and provide the common defense. These are promises that we made to one another 235 years ago. But here we are, 235 years later, and it's always interesting to me to look at the news on a daily basis and figure out, why is it still relevant? Why is our agreement with one another still relevant? And the two most important ideas in the Constitution recently come not necessarily from the original document, but from the amendments to the Constitution. And yes, last night I was looking up news stories to see what is the most common discussion or news item about the Constitution, and there are 3. I'm going to talk about 2 and challenge you to know what they are and why they impact you. And then there's a 3rd that I'll leave you with, because in November it becomes pretty important. So the first of these that the students mentioned was, of course, the First Amendment, which many of you may know, I hope, deals with how you might express yourselves in a community. And it secures for you, and I want to read the words exactly, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Those simple words seem to create all sorts of disagreement here in this country. One of our justices famously wrote in the early 20th century that they read shall make no law as meaning shall make no law. Other justices disagreed, and we have had major debates ever since in this country. The next part reads, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. Freedom of speech has involved a lot of cases in front of the court in the last year in a variety of ways. So even though we write these words directly in our general agreement about our community, we still disagree as to their meaning and what it is to which we've agreed. And finally, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for redress of grievances. So this First Amendment allows us to have a say in how we commune together. And I would encourage you to look more deeply into what we mean by freedom of speech, because whether you know it or not, your speech in school is not the same as your speech just out on the sidewalk, which is owned by the public. Think about that for a minute. The court, in fact, says we can restrict your speech in school under certain limitations. The very next amendment has caused a lot of conversation, including in class a couple of weeks ago. The Second Amendment. It's in the news quite often, including yesterday. And the Second Amendment has a clause that starts it, which I think we forget about every once in a while. It begins, a well-regulated militia, comma, being necessary for the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. We are, of course, as you may know, debating the meaning of that amendment on a daily basis in this country. What do we mean by well-regulated, and is it really necessary? Don't we just mean the second part of that? The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed? Should we just forget about the first clause? Something to think about and have a conversation about as you enter into the world beyond the academy. The last idea, which is much debated, is the right to vote. We are a republic. This is not a democracy. You don't have direct say in the laws. You vote for somebody who makes the laws. It is your number one ability to say what the law is in this country, is to vote for somebody who you think will make laws that will help you, or at least help the community. In November, if you're 18, we did have the League of Women's Voters here registering. I think they said they registered about 8 people. If you will be 18 before the November election, I encourage you to register to vote. It is the number one way you can express how you want laws to be made. I think it's something important for you to think about. Here at the Academy, we are also a community based on rules and a republic, right? You do have a representative body, the Student Council, and you'll have an opportunity to vote for student council representatives. And I encourage you to contact your representatives. All of you in this hall have them already. Over in South Church, they're still voting on them. Contact your representatives and let them know what it is you care about and want them to think about and talk to Dr. Howell about in terms of issues here at school. That is your representative body. I wish we would know more about this and have more conversations with your representatives. For example, parking is a pretty big issue. And we're having stickers this year. You may want to have something to say about that. I would suggest you talk to your student council representative so that your voice can be heard. I thank you for listening this morning, and I challenge you to get to know what is the agreement to which you are committed in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eaton. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Faculty.